No, I'm just gonna stop by. Hi guys, welcome to my brand new channel, Roots and Routines. So I just want to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Christina. I'm a mom of two. I am a wife and I have a lot of experience being on film and TV, and I thought I would launch a brand new channel. So a little bit about my channel. I decided to launch it because I've seen that recently, and probably in the last 6 months, there's this rise in content creators and influencers that just seem like it's so unrealistic. Now, of course, everybody can live the life the way they want to, but my channel is just going to be a mediocre, average, run-of-the-mill family. The roots and routines come from a big part of my life is being a mom. So I just have a routine every day. I have two kids, one in high school, one going into grade 3. And every day it's breakfast, lunch, supper. So I thought I would bring you guys along for all the dinners that I make, hopefully inspire some new recipes in you, and just bring some love to your family that way. The other side of things is the roots part of my channel. I'm going to bring you guys along with my family and I while we travel. We live in Moncton, New Brunswick, but we travel all over New Brunswick, PEI, Nova Scotia, and the state of Maine because my husband is American. I thought we'd bring you along on all of our favorite fish and chip spots, all of our favorite spots to visit, and all of that good stuff. So this is my dog Jasper. He's also part of our family, and you guys will get to see him too a lot. But I thought I'd jump into the first part of my vlog. This one, as you see, the title is called 17 Years and Counting, because that is how long my husband and I have been together. Now, we're actually in the same timeline right now. So we got together, well, our meet cute was Wednesday, August 27th, 2008. And this Wednesday is that exact same time that we met 17 years ago. If you don't know what a meet cute is, it's a special part in a film where two characters meet, and that's kind of the start of their love story. And I believe that was me and my husband. I'm not gonna bore you with the boring parts of the marriage, the relationship, and all that right now. You guys will get to follow along and see that. But I thought it was really important to, for me, to start showcasing what a real marriage looks like. I am not saying your marriage is not real. This is not an attack on anybody else. But I do think it is important to understand and realize that there has been a rise in content creators, a rise in influencers who we have seen put their entire lives on display for everybody. This includes their relationship, the meet cutes, to the first dates, to the engagements, to the weddings, all the way to the breakups. And this happens more often than not. So I think it's important to be influenced by real life couples versus internet couples, PR couples, or people who really shouldn't be together. And it's almost like you can see it. Everybody ignores the red flags. Now, I'm not by any means saying that I have a perfect marriage. Eventually, I will get into more detail of all the things that have happened to us. For instance, we did break up once for 3 months, and we spent some time apart, and although it was really hard, it was really helpful and beneficial to our relationship. And the most important thing, I think, is that that wasn't blasted all over social media. We put some things here and there, made everything work for us. The big thing really is not putting everything on social media. I know the great parts of my husband. I think he is amazing and wonderful, and that's why I've been with him for 17 years. But just like myself, just like your car can get flawed, just like things can come with defects, people are flawed, humans are flawed. Now, where we live in a generation where we have access, so much more access and knowledge to how we should be treated in a relationship, how people should act, and everything that goes along with that, we forget that humans are humans. To err is to human. So I think we need to approach our relationships with a little grace. I'm not talking about cheating either. Or DV. That's not what we're talking about here. So throughout our 17 years together, we have ventured and weathered many things. 2 pandemics, Most people don't remember H1N1, but here in the province of New Brunswick, we got hit pretty bad in 2009. My husband and I were quarantined to the house for 30 days because we were terribly ill. And then COVID. And if there's something that's going to test your relationship, it's definitely a pandemic. So from weathering 2 pandemics to weathering 2 babies, raising them, being Elsie with both of our parents, I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys the things that I've learned along the way. I want to inspire long-term marriages. I want to inspire long-term relationships. I think it is important that we start seeing these types of content, or this type of content, as opposed to the content that rushes to the altar. All of the content that you get leading up to that wedding, but forgetting that there is a marriage that's there too. Marriage is definitely one of the hardest things I think that you could ever put yourself through, but just like having children, it is one of the most rewarding things that you can do. So recently I just helped a friend get through something, and this is what actually inspired my channel. So her and her husband were just having a bit of a miscommunication, and I said to them, you know, you're valid and you're valid in what you're saying, but you like to be validated this way and you like to be validated this way. So you guys need to both talk about how you want to be validated, and then just do that. You know, and that when they came to me later on and that they said that really helped them, I thought that this is where I need to be. I need to be helping you guys. I want to give you my knowledge and everything that I did. All right, so just a little bit more about us. I, right now, am unemployed. I currently lost my job, but I am on the job hunt. I do have some interviews set up, and I'll be working on that. But my husband recently decided to change his careers. He went from sales manager to apprenticing to be an electrician. As we know here, there's a massive need for tradesmen, and we saw that after the pandemic, it was probably best to just get out of sales for both of us, and we changed our careers. So I went into admin work, and he went to apprenticing to be an electrician. We are just 2 average people working 2 average jobs, I will assume, raising 2 average children. And the other side of that is you're not going to catch this content as pranking each other, making fun of each other. You won't catch my content being annoyed with my husband, because I have a true firm belief that if you love your partner, that content is not. Because I have a firm belief that if you make content, even if it's joking or pranking your partner, you don't love them. Now, I'm not talking about asking them a silly question, because I got my husband with some things. You know, I like to ask him what it's like, what he would lift if he was really strong. He's really strong. Or when he's working and doing some work, I'll ask him and the guys what it's like to what it would be like to work a real blue-collar job and they're all electricians. That's really funny. I'm talking the content where couples purposely prank each other, and you can tell somebody's got their feelings hurt. Talking about content where they put Nair in their shampoo, powder in their blow dryers, you know, anything that can actually damage your property or yourself. I don't think that is healthy content to be consuming. And it's almost always you can see those couples that have that content, they don't stay together. Now, if you're on TikTok, you have to be on TikTok to know who I'm talking about. But if you know who Christy Sarah is, I think that's her account. Her and her husband, I see some people say, you know, that they fall into that category, but they don't. It's content like that that is good content. You can see that she truly loves her husband, and she's just there to kind of annoy him, like, I'm wearing clothes, I'm doing something, I'm being myself, I'm not harming you, I'm not hurting you, I'm just doing this, and your reaction is the joke. Stuff like that's okay. I think it's really important to follow people that bring a positive impact to marriages. kind of like if you work out at the gym, you follow somebody with the same build as you. If you have a certain type of hair texture, you follow those people and their routine. Same thing with your marriage. If you want a good marriage, you follow people that give out good content. Now, just a little story time. I thought I'd share with you guys. It's a moment that kind of stuck with me. It was about 8 years in, and I was out to dinner with my husband. We weren't married then. We only got married 3 years ago, at, I think, year 14. But we were out to dinner. We'd already had the one kid, and we both were working. And I remember going to a restaurant, and somebody I knew was serving us. And they said, hey, how long have you guys been together? I told them, I think, 8 years at this point. And I said, oh, it's really cool. Long time. You don't hear about this. I said, yeah, it's really exciting that we've been together 8 years, because it was close to our anniversary that we were out. So we got our apps, we got our mains, and we were eating it and enjoying it. She comes by while we were to check on us, and she goes, I just have a question. And again, we're close, so she was allowed to ask this. She goes, how do you guys have so much to talk about? I said, what do you mean? And she goes, well, just like me and my partner have been together almost as long, and we don't ever talk when we go out to dinner. And I thought it was really strange, because I'm like, it's only been 7, 8 years. Like, there's a plethora of things to talk about. And that kind of really stuck with me, because to this day, 10 years later, I still feel the same way. I still have a lot to talk to with my husband. And I feel like in a relationship, you should always have something to talk about. And then one other time that kind of stuck out was about 5 years ago. Yeah, about 5 years ago. So this is before we got married. We were together 12 years. And I was working a job, and I was going out for lunch. I had a 30-minute lunch. And I worked in the mall, so I would just go to the food court, grab some food. But I called my husband every lunch. And somebody asked me, they go, who are you calling every lunch? My boyfriend, my partner. Why? And they looked at me and they said, why do you call him every lunch? I said, well, because he's my partner. I don't understand this question. And they responded with, well, sometimes I don't even tell my husband I'm home, and I just leave. It's those little things that people can't, I don't think, understand, that I like to talk to my partner. I like to communicate with them. I find interesting topics. We like to discuss it. Whenever those incidences arise, whenever those things happen, it always reminds me or solidifies my decision that I'm with the right person. Love is not complicated. It's not messy. It's not none of that. Love is pretty easy. You just have to love each other. Marriage is hard because you have to put yourself together with another person in the same household and make it work. I think a lot of couples are just racing to get down the aisle. They want a wedding, but they don't want a marriage. So enough about the relationship part of things. As this vlog comes to an end, again, this is my first one. Thanks for sticking it out, guys. I'm going to be changing the background. We'll have some scenery going on there. Probably going to put a plant there or something, because I'm a plant lady. I have a whole bunch of them in my living room. The roots part of things today, we're going to go take the kids on an adventure. I think we're going to go to the Bolorama in Dieppe now that YQM is finished, because YQM happens every year in our city. This is the 4th year, and they just announced Post Malone is coming to YQM 2026, and that's going to be really big for Atlantic Canada. Part of the reason why that I decided to start this vlog is I see that New Brunswick is now finally getting something, and I feel like I can get somewheres. Having more opportunity, having celebrities here, having artists come here gives us the opportunity to go do more, see more, and it grows our economy here. So I'm so excited to share that with you. So I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This will be turning into a podcast. Every 2 weeks I'll be doing a vlog, but it'll be a podcast eventually, on relationships, marriages, friendships, all of that fun stuff. And then you can follow all of my social medias, my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikToks, for all the fun trends, the pictures, and everything that we do. Bye for now.